Imagine waking up in a land where snow-kissed peaks melt into apricot-colored dawns, where every stone can tell a 1,000-year legend, and where strangers insist you call them family before the first cup of coffee is empty. That place is Armenia. Today, we're setting off on a story-packed road trip through 10 unforgettable spots that will stir your curiosity, warm your heart, and maybe even change how you see the world. Grab your favorite travel snack, snag the seat by the window, and let's roll. We begin in the forested resort town of Tagadzor, only an hour from Yerevan, but already 1,750 meters above sea level. The name means Valley of Flowers, and in late May the slopes do look like a giant meadow. Purple irises, yellow buttercups, and bright red poppies cover the ground. In the 11th century, monks built Geghard Monastery here as a safe haven for scholars. All 4 churches still stand, their stone walls blackened by 900 winters of torchlight. Step inside and you might hear Sunday Mass sung in the world's oldest surviving alphabet, Armenian. Modern visitors know Tagadzor for sport. From December to March, you can ski or snowboard the north face of Mount Tegenis. The main lift runs to 2,820 meters, and prices are among the lowest in Europe. In summer, the same lift carries hikers and mountain bikers above the tree line for wide views across the Kotyk region. The best time to go for powder snow is from mid-January to early March. For cool hiking weather, it's best to visit in June and again in September. Moving on, if the mountains impressed you, wait until you see the next stop. Just 28 kilometers east of the capital stands Garnney Temple, the only standing Greco-Roman colonnaded building in the entire Caucasus. It was built in the 1st century AD for the sun god Mir, survived Armenia's conversion to Christianity, but collapsed during a 1679 earthquake. Soviet-era archaeologists later reassembled 10,000 numbered stones like a giant 3-dimensional puzzle, so visitors today stand in the very spot ancient priests once thanked the rising sun. You can walk across the threshold and clap. The basalt walls throw your echo right back, and if you head down the stone path to Garnney Gorge, you can see the symphony of stones. Here, cooling lava formed hexagonal basalt columns that look like a frozen pipe organ. The best time to arrive is after 4 p.m. in summer, when the day trip buses have left, the light is soft, and local vendors sell still warm lavish bread rolled with village-made cheese. Next on our list, time to visit the heart of Armenian faith. 20 kilometers west of Yerevan lies Ecmiadzen, the spiritual center of Armenia and the home base of the Armenian Apostolic Church. According to a 301 AD legend, Saint Gregory the Illuminator dreamed that Christ descended and struck the ground with a golden hammer, showing where to build the first cathedral after Armenia became the world's first officially Christian nation. That original church, rebuilt and expanded over centuries, still anchors the city. Inside the small treasury museum, you can see a fragment of Noah's Ark, a piece of the True Cross, and what believers call the Holy Lance. 3 more UNESCO-listed churches, St. Ripsheim, St. Gayane, and Shohakat, circle orchards where visitors picnic under apricot trees in summer. If you visited on a Sunday when the liturgy starts at 11 a.m., you'll get the chance to hear the all-male choir sing a cappella, and the deep bass notes seem to vibrate through the stone floor. Late September brings the blessing of the grape service, when clergy sprinkle the season's first wine over baskets of fruit. If you enjoyed those quiet courtyards, you'll love the wild beauty coming up next. Drive 2 hours north and the highway suddenly drops into Debbed Canyon, a 60-kilometer gorge carved by the fast-flowing Debbed River. The slopes are thick with oak and beech. Old copper mines and Soviet mosaics peek through the trees. Here you'll find sister monasteries, Hagpat and Sanahin, both 10th century UNESCO sites once famous for scriptoria that copied books for all of medieval Armenia. Local stories say the builders competed. If Hagpat's bell tower rang first, Sanahin's stonecutters tried to carve a grander crossstone the next day. Outside the villages, you can hike farm tracks that link clifftop chapels, waterfall pools, and hilltop fort ruins. If you spend a night, try farm-stay dinners. Spinach-filled jingle-off hats, bread, stuffed grape leaves, and homemade fruit vodkas. The best time to visit is early October, when the forest turns gold and villagers hold walnut harvest fairs. Halfway through our list and heading south again, Let's discover a town where homes and caves mix together. Goris sits on the banks of the Ararat River, ringed by gray-white rock spires that locals call the Stone Forest. People lived in those caves until the 1950s. Some now store cheese and homemade wine. A marked trail leads you to Old Khor Cave Village. The highlight is a 160-meter hanging bridge that sways 63 meters above the gorge. Back in town, tree-lined streets hide craft shops selling carpets and carved wooden cups. Food lovers should try tutiogi, a smooth brandy made from local white mulberries. 2 kilometers south, the wings of Tatev cable car, the world's longest non-stop reversible ropeway, glides over a canyon toward Tatev Monastery. The ride takes 12 minutes and feels like flying. To get the best experience, try visiting it in May and June. You'll be greeted by wildflowers and soft weather, while September brings wine harvest parties, and in January, the cave roofs sparkle with icicles after fresh snow. If water views are more your style, our next place will feel like a holiday postcard. Covering 1/6 of Armenia's surface water, Lake Sevan is both a national treasure and the country's summer playground. At 1,900 meters elevation, the lake stays cool, so city dwellers head here to escape July heat. A steep staircase leads to Noravank Monastery, founded in 874 AD by Princess Mariam. When she built it, the complex sat on an island. Soviet engineers later lowered the water level and created today's peninsula. From the churchyard, you can see fishing boats hauling in ishkan, Svan trout prized since medieval times. Along the northwest shore lies Noratis Cemetery, home to the largest collection of Khachkar's cross stones in the world. Some stones show scenes of weddings, farming, even family feasts, turning granite into a history book. If you prefer swimming and sailing, then visit it from July to mid-August. But if quiet photographs and migrating birds are your thing, then come here in late September. Ready for city life again? Let's roll into the capital. And if you enjoyed the video so far, tap subscribe and ring the bell right now. New adventures drop every single week, and your next favorite destination is just a click away. Founded in 782 BC and rebuilt many times, Yerevan today feels both old and energetic. Start at Republic Square. Pink volcanic stone buildings frame a plaza where dancing fountains perform every summer night. From there, walk North Avenue and climb the Cascade, a 572-step outdoor stairway decorated with modern sculptures. Each landing rewards you with a wider view of Mount Ararat. For history, the Matnadaran Museum protects more than 23,000 illuminated manuscripts, medical texts, maps, and gospels written on calfskin. A short taxi ride away stands Tsitsirna Kaberd, the Armenian Genocide Memorial. It's a solemn stop, yet locals say understanding the past makes every other part of their culture clearer. After dark, sidewalk cafes on Tumanyan Street fill with families sharing herb-topped Khorovats barbecue. Street musicians often play folk songs on the duduk, a soft apricot wood flute. Visit Yerevan in April for blooming apricot trees, and in late September for the annual wine festival and warm evenings. If you liked the capital's energy, you'll be amazed by the hidden gem just a canyon away. A narrow road threads through a red rock gorge to reach Noravank Monastery, founded in the 13th century. Architect and sculptor Momik carved lace-fine designs into its stone walls. Legend says he worked so skillfully that Prince Sambat promised him his daughter's hand, then pushed Momik from the belfry to avoid keeping his word. The main church, Serb Astvatsatsin, has an unusual outside staircase only 50 centimeters wide and with no handrail. Climbing it feels like stepping back into medieval times. Inside, sunlight sneaks through a small oculus and lights the altar in a perfect circle at noon. Hikers can follow a marked trail deeper into the Amagu Canyon to watch bearded vultures riding thermals overhead. Spring brings carpets of wildflowers. Autumn paints the cliffs deep orange. The ideal visit time is April, May, or late October, midday for the best light on the pink and red limestone walls. Just 6 kilometers from Garnney sits Geghard, which means spear. According to church tradition, the holy lance that pierced Christ's side was kept here for centuries. Part of the complex is built under a cliff, Chapels are cut directly into solid rock, so you step from bright sunlight into cool, echoing darkness. Stand beneath the main cupola and hum. The sound lasts several seconds because the stone acts like a natural amplifier. In the first cave chapel, spring water drips from a rock niche that locals drink for health. Outside, women bake sweet gada pastry in portable clay ovens, writing your initials in the dough with a fork before sliding it in. The best time to visit is March to May, when snowmelt feeds nearby waterfalls, or in January if you like haunting choral concerts held by candlelight. And now, the moment you've waited for, the place that tops almost every Armenian postcard. Set on a low hill only 40 kilometers from Yerevan, Khor Virap offers the closest, clearest view of snow-capped Mount Ararat, a mountain sacred to Armenians, but located just across today's closed border. The site's importance is tied to Saint Gregory, the Illuminator. Around 288 AD, King Tiridates III threw Gregory into a 13-meter deep pit for preaching Christianity. Legend says Gregory survived there for 13 years thanks to a village woman who lowered bread and water each day. Visitors can still descend the narrow ladder into that stone chamber. Emerging into daylight, you'll understand why pilgrim groups often sing hymns on the hilltop. The open plain, the monastery walls, and Ararat's snowy pyramid create a powerful scene. You need to time it right. Arrive at sunrise. The first pink light hits Ararat's peak, then washes over the plain. Early September combines clear mornings with the nearby village grape harvest when vendors line the road selling sweet pomegranate wine. Which spot do you want to see first? Let me know in the comments, share this video with a friend who loves exploring, and remember to subscribe so you never miss an adventure. Next, click this video and discover the best 10 places to visit in Uruguay.